So this is something I've wanted to do for a little while. Is I wanted to try out the DEWALT shoes. You see these every once in a while. If you follow Home Depot, they have the DEWALT shoes and work boots on sale every once in a while. And they had this past week, so it's like, hey, I wanted to check these out. The model that I looked at was the Angle II PT. And the reason I went with these to check out is they're a nice looking black shoe. Just obviously a little DEWALT branding on it, but really it's mainly a black shoe. They're a soft toe. I didn't need a hard toe, and I wanted to get something that said that had some arch support. That's one of the things that if you've had plantar fasciitis issues, doctors want you to have something with good support and a few other things. So I got a pair. Let's go to the actual. This one I haven't done any modifications to yet, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So a couple of things when you're looking for shoes. The podiatrist that I met with was saying that you want to have something that's got a good firm heel. You want obviously padding and things in there and nice, but it can't be too soft where it's going to be flimsy. The other thing is that you need to have it so it's a fairly stiff through the shank of the shoe, and these definitely fit that. They're a little bit stiff in the top, but I've been wearing them for about an hour and a half, 2 hours in the house here, and they really I thought that stiffness would be more of an issue, but it certainly wasn't. So first off, one of the little modifications is the way they're laced up. There's no way you can pull these tight, so we had to go and do that, redo that. Otherwise, double stitched across the front and the toe there. That looked nice. The things look like they're glued pretty well as I'm looking at it. The only spot I saw that I thought was kind of a little bit interesting, and I don't know if it's going to show up, is that there's a little white, a lighter color in here. And I don't know what that's where some of the dye didn't go, or if it was something when the two materials met. It's not very noticeable, but it is there. I don't know if I can. I'm trying to look at it in camera, but it's right up next to that. So anyway, that's the only thing that was cosmetically that didn't look like it was perfect. Nice aggressive bottom here. I wanted something that would be kind of a hiking shoe that I could wear out working around the yard is really what I was looking for, more than wearing tennis shoes or running shoes, which is what I predominantly have. Now, the soles are removable. You can pull those right on out, and I did that already because the sole of it, once it's been pulled out, it's pretty much flat on the bottom. But they actually do have on a lot of the ones that the inserts and insoles that come with it. They don't have, they're almost like a flat. And this one does have, it is flat on the end. And this is actually, there's a little bit of foam here, but not much. I found that this almost felt like I was walking on a flat, as far as there was no cushion whatsoever with this one. I was kind of really disappointed with that, because that lack of cushion basically goes through the kind of the front third of your foot. Wasn't too excited about that. In the back, we have a little bit more cushion. We have the heel kind of is encompassed with that to keep it centered properly. And it does actually have, if you can kind of see, there's where the arch is, it does have some arch support in this with the built-in. So you've got, if you're used to Hoka, Brooks, or those types of running shoes, it's not maybe quite to that level. It's more of their neutral shoes. They're not the support shoes, but it's not bad. I've seen, again, much worse. My biggest beef with these is that it just didn't feel like there was much padding, especially in the front third of the foot. So what I had to do is I had this is Spenco. These are inserts, and these came from a different pair of shoes that I ended up throwing the shoes out because they got all ripped up. But it's like, these are maybe old and kind of gross a little bit. Well, maybe they're not gross, but I mean, I thought, well, I'm going to hang on to these because there might become a day when I have a pair of shoes and I want to try it out. It turns out that they fit in there wonderfully, and now I have a little bit more. Let me show you this, and I've got, if you can kind of see, there's a bump here. There's a little padding that's up and under the foot with these, and it has a rigid arch area. So I've got my heel pad, I've got some padding through the lateral side of the foot, and then I have a rigid arch that gives me much more support. I put these in, relaced this up a little bit different so I could get it tighter. Now I wear, these are size 12, and it's their medium width. Yes, 12M. I don't have a super wide foot, and I don't have a really big foot by any means. So typically a 12 medium would fit. I found that with these shoes, especially with the original insert, and there's really not a ton of difference in like width. I mean, it's a little more padding through here, and then this takes up a little bit more space, and then the heel is a little bit more padding, I believe. But what ended up happening is with the factory stuff, it was a little bit, my foot felt sloppy in there. The length felt good, and my foot was in there properly. It just felt like there was a lot of space up above my foot, which for some people might be, if you have a taller foot or whatever, a little bit chunkier foot than mine, it would probably be very appealing. Now, again, I don't have a wide foot, so the width of this fit the width really well. It just seemed that it had more space up on top. I put in the replacement insoles, and then I relaced it a little bit so I could pull it tighter, and you can kind of maybe see what I needed to do different. This is really, this is what I kind of had out of the box, and this one is I pulled it tighter and was kind of comparing left and right. That made a huge difference. It snugged it up. The new insole gave me a much better support and a much more cushioned walk. And it's like, gosh, that's awesome. If you're looking for shoes where you're trying to find something that you can put in a $30, $40 insole into it, because I've done that with a lot of shoes where I've gotten the shoes and thrown the factory ones out and then put in an insole. They makes it much more comfortable, and it doesn't bother my feet. If I go factory and leave the factory in there, sometimes if I've had some with memory foam as an example, I'll be hurting for certain if I'm going to be on my feet a long time. But by doing that and putting them in here, I've got $65 into the shoes. I have $30, so I have under $100 into the whole process, and I've got actually a really nice pair of shoes. I can go and spend $120, $150 and not have anything better than this. So I'm really kind of happy. The combination of the insole and the DEWALT shoe, I think is going to be a winner for me, and these will be the things I'll be able to wear when I'm out and about, mowing lawn or working out, cutting some trees down or branches, whatever I'm going to be doing outside. So anyway, I just want to give you a heads up, because I haven't seen too many people talking about the DEWALT shoes. That you read about it, but until you've actually had them and you've been wearing them around the house and looking for ways to improve them for better comfort, that's what I did. We'll put links in the description below so you can go check these out from Home Depot, and you can check out, if you've never done the inserts and you've had some problems with foot pain or that plantar fasciitis or even lower back pain, these little guys can really, really help an awful lot. So we'll put all those links in the description below. Thanks for watching.
For more tips and how-to videos, go to weekendhandyman.com.